Hey there, Steve Gamache with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and what we have this time is a reincarnation of a true classic. This is the Masamoto KS Gyuto 240mm knife. It's really 250. So what these are is a recreation of a knife that's been around for a long time and in great demand and just has an excellent set of characteristics. So it's kind of patterned after a French Saboteur kind of chef's knife, and you can see the general shape there. The way these are made, it's a single piece of Shitogami or white paper number 2 reactive high carbon steel. So it's a monosteel construction. There's no cladding or layers, and then that steel is of course shaped as needed here for the knife characteristics. So heat treats around 61, 62 Rockwell. So this steel will get wicked sharp. The blade will patina all the way around, so you got to keep this thing dry and clean when you're not using it. The weight and dimensions can be a little bit different from knife to knife, but this particular one is 167 grams or 5.9 ounces, so it's pretty light considering how big this is. Edge length on this one was a little over 250 or almost 10 inches, so this is a big blade. The overall length was about 405 millimeters, and I had to put a little spacer here because of the reflections, but this is pretty much a continuous distal taper, which is one of its great characteristics. So what we've got back at the back here, and it's a polished spine, as you can see, nicely curved and polished. So it's about 2.8 millimeters back here, but then I got about 2.5-ish down here, and then again with the lights it's a little hard to show, but you'll just see how it kind of thins up and thins up and thins up and thins up, and then gets really skinny at that tip. So this is a classic example of a continuous distal taper, which means the thickness of the spine changes over the course of the knife. And beautiful example of this. It's also ground thin at the edge. Beautiful grind on these. Nice polish to the spine and the choil. So really nice fit and finish. Pretty stiff in the back half, a little more flex in the front because it does get pretty thin. You've got this really great classic Saboteur profile, which we'll look at. Let's see here, what else? Height, about 48.5 at the back. Fairly thin neck with some length for a pinch grip, so loads of clearance for the board. The handle, I said octagonal, so my bad. It's not octagonal. We'll move that out of the way. So it's a D-shaped, my bad. D-shaped handle that's kind of a magnolia wood with a buffalo horn ferrule. Really nice fit and finish on this. I've got a little dirt there. Nice fit and finish on this handle all the way around. It looks like a pretty good glue up job where it comes into the tang. So, you know, really pretty handle on this. I got about 3 inches circumference where it meets. So again, it's not octagonal, it's D-shaped. As a lefty, D-shaped handles really don't bother me. On a pinch grip, I don't really even notice that. So a righty, it's kind of meant to go in the proper location in your hand for indexing. But if you're a lefty, don't be scared off by that. Personally, it doesn't bother me a bit. You've got a generous neck here for a pinch grip. So pinch grip is super easy on these. And the balance point is really just almost pretty darn close to a pinch grip with this handle. It's a little bit longer, a little bit bigger, so it's got a little bit of weight to it. And so the pinch grip is pretty close to that. So even though it's a pretty big blade, it's under 6 ounces or around 6 ounces. So it's pretty light, and it does give you kind of a nimble feel, more so than you would expect of a knife of this size. So let's do our beauty shot here. Be a little tricky to get this one. Let's see what we can do here. Probably the best I'm going to do. So you've got vertical finish marks on it all the way down. You've got some screened in kanji there on the right side of the blade. The left side of the blade is plain. Again, you've got the same vertical finish marks on it. And then polished spine, rounded, polished choil, rounded. So really nice fit and finish on these. The out-of-the-box edge, I'll give it a 6 or 7 out of 10. It was really pretty doggone sharp out of the box. I have not used this knife, of course. Don't want to do anything with it, but anyway, just a really nice package here. Let's look at the cutting board profile. So this knife does a lot of different stuff well. You've got some some belly towards the front, so you can do a little bit of rocking with it. You know, you've got a pointy tip there, kind of a spear tip, and then you've got a good flat section towards the back, and then you've got a little bit of belly towards the middle third, forward third of the knife. So we flow into a stop here in the back, so you've got some awesome chopping area in the back half of the blade or so, back 40%, and then kind of a low belly the rest of it. So just a really well crafted edge profile on this that's great for lots and lots of techniques. So this knife is very, very versatile. This would be a great prep knife, just all around knife. It's just a really cool package. So we'll put this little guy back so we don't get so much reflection. There we go. So this is the reincarnated Masamoto KS Gyuto 250mm knife.